Hey everyone, Trace here. Hey everyone, Trace here. We're continuing with the blog design team color challenge for this month, and that would be orange, pink, and brown. And that's a little bit challenging. When I got to thinking about the colors, I thought brown and orange for sure for a fall tree. And it definitely came out really nice. And adding the pink was a little bit more challenging, but I decided to add a couple of pink roses right here in the scene as well, and also some pink mats. So it really came out nice. I'm very pleased with it, and I'll show you as I go along the stamp sets and the inks that I used. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp the tree. So for the tree, I'm using this stamp set from Do Crafts, and it is called Build a Tree. And as you see, there's a lot of elements on this stamp set, and it's so much fun. And the tree is a really large tree, and it has a swing and even a birdhouse and just so many things, different leaves and so much details. It's just so much fun. You could do a lot with it. So I am going to stamp it off to the side slightly. See, it would actually go full on the card front just fine, but I'm going to stamp a little bit off of the page here. So roughly around there is where I'm going to stamp it down. And I'm going to use some Distress Oxide ink in the Vintage Photo. So I'm just inking that up really well in the area that I will be stamping down. And if it doesn't stamp perfectly, that's okay, because I'm going to enhance it anyway with some pens and markers. So I'm not too worried that if it doesn't go perfectly, that's fine. So roughly around this area, go ahead and press down nicely. Like I said, it's a really large stamp, so it really covers a big area. And so as you can see, it's not perfect, and I'm going to work with that pretty well. So to color this tree, I'm going to use a couple of different products. These here are from Recollections, and they are super fine pens, and they're really, as you can see, very fine, and I love them because of that fact. And also I'm going to color in with a Tombow marker that is number 977 as a brown marker. But the first thing I want to do is color in some maybe grains, if you will, into the tree. So I know I like going in this direction with it, just to make it look as if it's some actual grains in the branches here. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through that whole area, and then I'm going to just color it in the entire section and chunk of the tree with this marker, kind of like this here. So you can see how the first markings really make it look like it's actually grains in the wood. So I'll finish that up and be right back. Next, I'm going to put a little bit of grass right at the base of the tree and a little bit where my flowers are going to go. And I'm using the tiny little stamp here with a few blades of grass. And this is the May Made It Apple of My Eye stamp set. And that's all I'm going to be using from that set. I will be using the Distress Ink Rusty Hinge, and that just gives a little bit of different color in the brown. And of course with grass I would normally do green, but because of the challenge I cannot use anything but brown, orange, and pink. So I will make it work and use this color here. So I'm just putting a few stamps down here, maybe a couple more, a little bit higher, like that, and a few on the side here where my flowers are going to go, overlapping them slightly, and possibly just one more. That looks good. Then we will move on to the flowers. So next I'm going to stamp a few stems, and I'm going to use the Distress ink in Walnut Stain. So I just have this tiny stamp here, and that is from the May Made It set Garden Party, and it's right here, this little sprig. Then I'm also using this tiny little flower right here for my flowers. So that's all for that set. And I think I'm going to just do, I like to do 3 sprigs here. Before my other one I did 4, so I just want to do a little less for this one. That's good. Next, for my flower, I'm going to use the Distress ink Picked Raspberry for a few of them, and also the Worn Lipstick. So I'm just going to go around a few of these, every other kind of one, because I want to spread those out just a bit. That looks good. Just cleaning my stamp off a little bit there. Then next is the Worn Lipstick. Another really pretty color. And just filling in a few of them here. One around this area. That looks good. And I like how that has a tiny bit of variation in color. That looks really good. So I clear that stamp off. So next I'm going to work on the leaves of the tree. And this is where I kind of found my favorite color now. I never really thought in any kind of an orange tone would be my favorite, because I'm really kind of a pink color girl. But after stamping this one here, I just love it. It's Abandoned Coral, and it really ties in orange and pink together, and I felt that it really made such a difference. So with the Do Craft Build a Tree, there are several different types of leaves, little clusters of leaves. So I'm going to use this one here, and I am going to use this Abandoned Coral and stamp that, or ink that up really well, and stamp that down. And several places on the tree. I'm going to use 2 different colors, and I'm going to rotate just a little to make it a little different. So here and there I'm going to fill in that tree. So next, with a different type of a leaf in a little cluster, and I'm going to use this Distress ink in Spiced Marmalade, and this is a more orange tone, definitely, but it looks so nicely with that other color. I'm just stamping in the areas where it needs some leaves. So I have everything ready. I'm going to assemble this card. And so I have the card front, the card base using craft cardstock. And my sentiment has a little border here around, a little mat in pink. This sentiment came from the Bushel and a Peck stamp set, and it's right here, fall. The font of this letter F is absolutely gorgeous, and I love that. So I wanted to use that for the sentiment. So I'm going to attach all of that together. I am going to pop this up on a foam square and place it right here. I have some really small clear sequins. You can barely see them, but they're just clear. And I'm going to put them here and there on some flowers, the center here, with a pickup stick. And I'm also going to use a Wink of Stella, a brush that has a little bit of glitter to it. So I'm going to add just a few specks of glitter on some of the leaves on the tree. So I'm going to assemble this, and I will be right back to show you the result. So that finishes off this card here. It's really pretty. I love how it came out. So thank you so much for watching, and I would love for you to subscribe and like and comment. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. And I will see you next time, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.